Oh, okay. I just had to make sure that I was recording. I'm using my fiance's computer, and his has a webcam, so I figured I'd post a video I haven't posted in a while. Um, there's really not a lot going on. Kind of just I quit trying to do covers because I can't sing for shit anymore because I've just smoked too much and cried too much, and yeah, so it's just kind of a vlog, I guess. Like, I made, I posted this whole status on Facebook talking about, because you guys know how some of the Republican candidates, um, they went to this, like, so-called religious conference thing. I guess it was more of an anti-gay rally. But I posted this whole thing about it, and I'm on my Facebook right now because I don't remember it off the top of my head. But I'm just going to kind of read it out to you guys because I don't know or think that a lot of you have me on Facebook, so I don't know if any of you have actually really seen it. But it's kind of just like one of those things. I guess it's more of like a arguing debate thingy. I guess it's not technically a debate, but I used a lot of the Bible to contradict everything that this pastor Kevin Swanson was saying. But our Republican candidates, Huckabee, Cruz, and Jindal, however you pronounce his name, went to a horrifically homophobic event this weekend in Des Moines, Iowa. This anti-gay pastor was speaking, as did the candidates, but this pastor named Kevin Swanson is more who I'm aiming for. He tried to sway the audience support by stating, yes, Leviticus 20:13 calls for the death penalty for homosexuals. Homosexuals are worthy of death. His words, not mine. See, while Leviticus 20:13 touches this so-called issue of homosexuality, Leviticus doesn't do it quite like that. Leviticus 20:13 says, if a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, and they shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Which is written in every version of the Bible, because I looked, like New King James Version, English Standard Version, and all those important ones that are commonly used today. But that is also quoted from the Old Testament. The New Testament doesn't cover any of that to my knowledge. Funny how the pastor didn't speak of women at all. Someone has a guilty pleasure, because really when you think about it, he only brought up the verse that talked about men and said nothing about women. So you know how most guys think that girl and girl is hot or whatever. He more than likely probably has the same guilty pleasure. But while Leviticus 20:13 does say that, Leviticus 19:18 says, thou shalt not take vengeance nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So even as the same sex lies with someone also of the same sex, we have no right to hold a grudge or take any action whatsoever. Psalm 11:5 states, Jehovah trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. So what it looks like to me is that all those pastors who are holding anti-gay rallies, specifically Kevin Swanson with his whole kill the gays point of view, God hates them because they are wicked and they love violence, such as Kevin Swanson. He hates them because they are placing judgment where they have no right or authority to place judgment, therefore making them wicked. His call to arms against the gay community is a call for violence, and having a love for violence, also making God hate him. John 15:12 commands, this is my commandment, that ye love one another even as I have loved you. So whether someone is gay or straight, we should all love each other the same. If we don't, we're all going to hell anyway. But We love each other like family, and if one man falls in love with another man, then so be it. Same for women. The only thing that differs us is our bodies, but we're the same under these, quote, meat suits. Supernatural reference. 1 Samuel 2:25 states, if someone sins against someone else, God can intercede. Right, he can, but by Bible definition, the gay community is not sinning against man, so why are they so anal about it? Sure, they're sinning against God, but, I mean, don't they think that since, according to the Bible, God made the whole earth within a week, isn't he big enough to fight his own battles? I think so. Matthew 7:1-3 says, don't judge so that you won't be judged. You'll receive the same judgment you give. Whatever you deal out will be dealt out to you. Why do you see the splinter that's in your brother or sister's eye, but don't notice the log in your own? So by definition, people that judge the gay community as an abomination, God judges them as an abomination. So if they judge them like, oh, they're sinning, they need to die, God judges them the same exact way. They don't need to fight a battle that isn't theirs. I mean, it's not their battle. As Matthew 7:4-5 explains, how can you say to your brother or sister, let me take the splinter out of your eye, when there's a log in your own eye? You deceive yourself. First take the log out of your eye, then you'll see clearly to take the splinter out of your brother's or sister's eye. In short, as for human beings, we love who we love, and we have every right to do that. Being gay isn't a choice. Like, you can't help who you love. We fought England to be a free country with choices and to not be ruled by any religious organization or any religion at all. So, don't ruin that. I mean, we're New Testament people. The Old Testament doesn't apply anymore. That's why a whole new one was written. We're a free country, free people who aren't ruled by any religion and won't be. So if they don't like it, they can just leave. And one of my friends, he commented, he's like, the cool thing is that Leviticus was a list of rules for Jewish people as punishment for worshiping false idols, meaning it's completely irrelevant to modern day Christians. So based on that, why are these Christians using the Bible against the gays when they don't even know the Bible themselves? It's like, you don't judge, you don't ridicule, you don't hold grudges. Fight your own battles. I mean, seriously? Like, if God made the world, as the Bible says, within 7 days, then he can fight his own battles. I personally think that they should let God handle his own things. It's really not anything that interesting at all. It's just kind of something that I thought I'd share, because most of the time when I'm vlogging or talking or whatever, it's usually about problems with society anyway, or my own personal problems. But yeah, I personally don't even know why you guys subscribe to this channel, because there's really nothing interesting that goes on here. I'm just talking to talk, because in all reality, no one else will listen to me, and the internet is the internet, and you can post pretty much anything on there. And it has been a while, so the guy that I was with last year, he broke up with me in March, so we aren't together anymore, and I'm with a new guy now. But I still have my ex's name tattooed on my wrist. Really stupid decision. But my friend does tattoos, and she's gonna cover it for me. It's just really fucking, I don't even know. But I guess that's the video for right now. I kind of just needed something to do while I'm sitting here being depressed that my fiance is choosing his mom over me, which is bullshit, because he's 20, so he doesn't even need to be doing that, and that shouldn't even be a choice. Like, he chooses what he chooses to make her happy, so she'll keep putting gas in his fucking car. So she'll keep helping him out. That's not what families do. Families don't try to make each other happy to earn something from someone else. That's not a family. At all. A family is when someone is helping you because they love you and they don't expect anything in return. At all. And I keep trying to teach him that, but he doesn't listen. He's so stuck, like, between a rock and a hard place because he doesn't have a job anymore because he quit. He can't find another job. He's making no money to support us. I'm not working enough hours to support us, and I frankly can't even afford to support us anymore, and I really just don't. I shouldn't be having to do that. I shouldn't be feeling like I'm at war with his mom. And I've realized this, talking to my therapist a lot too, that it's our relationship up until this point was me trying to take care of him, me trying to parent him, me trying to be the mom that he doesn't need. He's been babied his whole life. He doesn't understand what it means to be a man, and that's probably one of the things that kill me the most. Is you can't teach someone that when they're 20, and it's hard, and he's learning, and he's trying to get a job, but he's just, in my opinion, he's not trying hard enough. He's really not. And it's just, I don't know, trouble in paradise. Lots of trouble in paradise. And I fully support his band from the bottom of my heart, and I want them to get big, and they're trying to get big, and I will be there for him no matter what, and I promised I'd never leave him, and I won't, but I'm almost to my limit. He keeps pushing me, and I'm to that point where I'm just ready to emotionally leave him, like emotionally dissociate myself from him and just be in a rock steady relationship where it's him giving and giving and giving and giving, and all I'm doing is taking and not giving anything back, because I shouldn't be feeling like I'm in second place to your mother. As your girlfriend, I shouldn't be feeling like that. As your fiance, the girl you're gonna marry, I shouldn't be feeling like that. He needs to get his priorities straight, and I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else to give it to him, to tell him like it is. I don't know much of anything. And that's probably what kills me, is that it's something that I can't handle, something that I can't help, and I can't handle it. The problem is that I'm trying to rescue somebody that doesn't want to be saved, doesn't need to be saved. I'm trying to do something that's out of my control. And that's what's wearing me the most. That's what's making me so thin. What keeps tearing me down, why I get so angry, and why I cry so much, and why I get so upset over the littlest things, because I'm being torn down block by block, rail by rail. I'm being torn, knocked down, step by step, because there's nothing that I can do to help him, and I want us to go somewhere. I do, and I really love him. And when I first got into this relationship, I thought that, he'd be the one to take care of me and make all my dreams come true and give me what I want in life, give me what I need in life, and I'm still doing the same shit that I've been doing for everybody else. I'm taking care of him. When is he gonna take care of me? That's honestly one of the hardest things that I have to deal with, is that I'm independent, I can take care of myself, but I need someone to be there to support me and help make my dreams come true and give me what I want out of life, give me a reason to live. Like, I live every day because I want to become a stay-at-home mom, and I need somebody that's going to give it to me. And I thought he'd be able to be that person. And he probably is, but right now it doesn't look like that. But I'm gonna stick it out, and because I did promise I wouldn't leave him, and I'm not going to. But as far as, like, emotionally, he pulls the same shit one more time. He's lost me emotionally for a good amount. Just, I won't be there. I'll support him, you know, and do everything that girlfriends are and fiancés are supposed to do, and, you know, just be there and make his dreams come true. But I'm gonna have to put up my walls again, because I'm not gonna stand here and let him drag me through this pain. Well, not that he's dragging me through it. It's kind of more of I'm not fighting because I don't want to, and I don't need to. I just need him to realize how much it's tearing me down, and I need him to make a decision. I'm not going to give him an ultimatum. Never. Ever, ever, ever. That is the most controlling, abusive thing anyone could ever do. I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do that. Because I love his brother and sister. And I honestly, like, I never really had any problems with his mom until she started to get in the middle of my relationship and try to control my wallet and our relationship when we moved out. Because what happened was, in May I moved in with him, and then we started dating, and then we moved out in September, and we got engaged in August. He took me to Lover's Leap at Starved Rock, and he told me the story, and then he proposed. And of course I said yes, because I want to marry him, and I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And that's still the plan up until he decides that whether or not he's going to be the center of his mom's universe or the center of mine. It's all on him. And it's just one of those things that you can't really do. You can't exactly fix. And it's so, so, so hard. And it's so sad. And it just kills me that I can't do anything. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. Except just be there, but not be there. That's my answer. I thought I grew enough to not take shit, but here I am still taking shit. Honestly, this roller coaster that he has me on is almost worse than my ex's roller coaster that he put me on. With my ex, he'd always choose his best friend over me, who's now his ex-best friend, but he'd always choose his best friend over me. But with my fiance now, he is putting his mom before us, before me, making me feel second. He asked me today if it was okay for him to drop me off at home and go take his mom to LaSalle. Why? Why would you even ask me that? Especially with her right in the back seat. And I couldn't say no as much as I wanted to. I couldn't, because I have to keep an image, you know, have to be the best fiance in the world. And so all I told him is that, you know, it's not my place to say whether or not you can help your mom. And it's not. It's just there's a point where it becomes too much, and it's becoming way too much. And I can't handle it. I can handle a lot, but I can't handle this. At least not without acting rash. But that's what I'm trying to avoid, is just acting rash and just immediately cutting myself off emotionally. I don't know. I sent him a text today when he dropped me off, and I told him, I was just like, you know, I really wanted to go to LaSalle with you because, I thought, oh, hey, a road trip, it's going to be fun. But, this is an exact quote, by the way. But, it doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter what I want. It's whatever makes your mom happy, right? And then I kind of just went into this whole spiel about how I'm feeling second and I shouldn't have to feel second, and the shit he pulled in the car is not okay and he shouldn't pull that again, and how he shouldn't have to choose between me and his mom, and he shouldn't, and I'm not going to make him choose, but he's going to have to choose. He either needs to let go of his mom's hand or stay a baby forever. And I can't marry a baby. I really can't. Babies are supposed to be raised into grown adults. They're not supposed to stay babies forever. I understand that she had him at a young age and all this and all that, but there comes a time where you're a little too attached, that it's almost sick. And it's like, that whole, oh, I love you more thing that couples do. Him and his mom do that. It's sick. His mom is way too, she's manipulative, she's controlling, she's abusive. Well, mentally and emotionally abusive. But she's still abusive. And she always, plays like, oh, I need you, blah, 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 blah. She acts like a fucking damsel in distress just so he can help her. I mean, she is perfectly capable of doing things on her own. It's insane. And it's horrible. And if me and him, when me and him do get married, I can't handle having a mother-in-law like that. I can't do it. I'm way too independent and way too, I have too much individuality, and I'm way too independent to even take any type of shit from his mom. And when she becomes my mother-in-law, that's just one step up. I'm gonna be the worst daughter-in-law ever until she decides that she's gonna fucking change and that he's gonna have to grow up. And now it's just like, I don't even know. He's always so paranoid about me being pregnant. Like, okay, I understand that. I don't want a baby right now either. We aren't stable enough to have any type of kids. But sometimes it makes me wonder if he doesn't want to have any kids because it'd have to force him to grow up and to be a man, or if he just doesn't want any kids because we're too young. I wonder that, and I shouldn't have to wonder that. Like, I was thinking last night, I was like, well, I mean, if I got pregnant, do you think that, it'd make him work harder? Try harder? grow up a little? That was just a thought that was going through my head. Even if it would, I'd still never do that to a child, because that should not be any reason to have a kid. And there's also a chance that it wouldn't even work out the way that I was questioning in my head. It could just work out absolutely horrible, and then I'd be just a single mom. It's just, I don't even know. It's way too much. Like, it's too much, but it's not too much. Just talking about how I am feeling emotionally right now. And I saw my therapist on Monday, and I was in her office hooting and hollering and crying and being angry because of everything that goes on with me, his fiance, and his mom. It's almost like a love triangle, but it's not. It just kind of has like the same-ish principle. It's like one person is stuck between two people and they have to decide. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't. And I don't know if it's me or if it's her. And I'm so afraid all the time that it's me and that I'm worse than his mom and I'm making everything worse. And it's like, what if I am? I can't exactly help it. I mean, I hold my tongue so much and I keep so much inside, but I can't keep everything inside. Last time I kept everything inside, I exploded. I tore up myself so much. I put holes in my wall. I was scarred from my wrists to my shoulders. I cannot hold every little detail inside just to keep him happy and to make things okay. Yeah, I'm his sanity, I'm his sanctuary. He told me that the only thing keeping him sane is me and his guitar, and I understand that, but you can't live in a sanctuary forever. You can be with me forever, but you can't live inside of a sanctuary. You have to walk outside those doors sometimes. You have to be strong, and you have to be a man, and you have to grow up. There's a lot of things that you have to do, that you can't just live inside a sanctuary forever. You can't. And I really hope that's not his car right now, because I am venting. Sorry, I'm listening for footsteps. I don't hear any. So, it's not him. That's great. Like, it's great, but it's not great. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know anything anymore. It's like I had posted a status on, like, how you feel when you think you've moved up in the world but you're still in second place. Because I thought I moved up in the world but I'm still in second place. And it's a horrible feeling. And I shouldn't be feeling that way at all. Hang on a second, I have to turn on my heater. I'm freezing. And it's just like the things that I do. I don't even know. I print out pictures all the time. I bought a photo album and I've been putting the photo album together. Like, I love him so much, and he's not the center of my universe, but he's the center of my world. I don't want to say I'm crazy about him because I'm not crazy, but in the street definition sense, I'm crazy about him. Well, not street, but in the way that it's used among people and youth these days, I'm crazy about him. I am. You know, and I thought this was the one serious thing that I could have and I could be happy with, but it's not. Like, I'm happy and I'm serious about him, and he has all these plans for us. He wants us to get a house, to get married, to like have kids, and, you know, of course, and like when we're in our like late 20s, early 30s. But like, he wants all these things, but he can't have any of those things if his mom stays in our relationship. She's involved in his life way too much. When we first moved out, she absolutely hated me. The thing that happened was that she kicked me out and he just came along. And I mean, that says that he loves me. And when we were moving into a new house and we still lived with his mom, you know, he was being a dick, you know, so I walked out and I went to a park and I let his mom know that I was at a park because he didn't have a phone, or I didn't want him to have an anxiety attack. But he thought I just grabbed my shit and walked away from him, and he cried and he sobbed for like 20 minutes until, you know, she told him, she was like, hey, you know, she's at the park. So then he went to the park and he was there and we talked and we worked at things out, and he didn't just cry over me, he sobbed over me. So that's how I know he really loves me. The fact that he up and left his mom's house after she kicked me out also says that he loves me. But I'm not really feeling loved right now. I can think about all the things he did that shows me that he loves me, but that's not going to change how I feel. I'm not feeling loved at all. And I should feel loved all the time. I shouldn't have to be feeling like I'm an option. I shouldn't have to be feeling like I'm in second place. He shouldn't be giving me a second place trophy. I should come first in everything. He told me that I come before his band, okay? But if he can not go to practice just because me and him plan to go to the movies, why can't he say no to his mom? What does his mom have that the band doesn't? What does his mom do for him that the band doesn't? And of course I know the answers to all those things, but it's like I had stated before, she's his mom. She should do things just because she loves him. Like, when I was living with him and his mom, I'd need something from my aunt, and, you know, I'd say, hey, Aunt Brandy, you know, can I get this, blah, 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 and she'd help me out, and I didn't have to do anything. And now that we live here, she still helps me out, and all she really asks is that we just do a couple chores around the house. That's it. We don't have to sit there and just say yes to make her happy. We don't have to do anything to keep her happy. We just have to just do a couple chores around the house, and yeah, that makes her happy, but that's just something that we should do already. It's not something we should be asked to do. And it's not that she has to ask me to do it. Like, when I see it, that it's an issue, I'll get it done. So she has to ask him to do things. I have to ask him to do things. We planned to live on our own within a year. Okay, that was our agreement when we moved in with my aunt. That's within the next year. But it's almost December. Next year is going to be here in 2 months. And we still have nothing. We have a house over our head, we have a roof over our head, we have a warm place to sleep, we have foods in our bellies. Okay, we have all our necessities. But we can't have our necessities and still put money away to get our own place if I'm the only one doing it. I'm the only one that is trying to help us, to keep us together, to have us survive. And I shouldn't be the only one doing that. And I told him when I got back from my therapist, I'm like, we're fighting a war, babe. It's you and me against the world, and I can't fight this war alone. And when I have deep conversations with him, like I'm having with this camera right now, he listens and he agrees with everything that I say, but he doesn't act on anything. Actions speak louder than words, so why are you telling me that you agree with this unless you know it's what I want to hear and you're doing it to keep me happy? Do you not want us to survive? Do you not want us to stay together? Do you want us to live off of people forever? That is not who I am, and that's not who I want to be with. No, it's like I want to be with my fiance, but I don't want to be with a person that wants to live off of people forever. They're called freeloaders. I was with a freeloader for a month, and it was horrible. I hate freeloaders. Absolutely hate it. And yeah, you know, my fiance, he applies at places, gets interviews, and tries to get jobs, and something happens, and he can't get the job. So I know it's not that, but he's just, I don't think he's trying hard enough. I think he's just trying comfortably hard. And that's not how it should be. I want to marry a man and not a boy. I need a man and not a boy. I want to have babies with a man and not a boy. I can't live my life with someone that doesn't want to grow up. And I can't even say any of that to him because he's going to take it the wrong way and think I'm breaking up with him because he's so sensitive about everything. But I don't know how else to put it. Like, I try, and I try, and I try, and it doesn't get me anywhere. He tries, but he doesn't try hard enough. He can go somewhere if he wouldn't be so fucking picky about everything. It's kind of just one of those places that I'm at in life where it's like I'm lost for what to do. And that's really all it is. All I can do is be lost. But on the lighter side, I have kitty ears because I decided to dress up like a kitty today. Like, see, they're black and white kitty ears, and I'm wearing black and white. And then I had black shoes and, you know, white jeans. Oh, that was cleavage. And so I'm a kitty. But yeah, I think that's kind of really all I have to say without repeating myself. So, thanks for listening. And for watching, I guess, because you watched it too to listen. But, yeah. I hope your lives stay better than mine, guys.